I'm Jesus, and in this video, we're going to be looking at Counter-Strike YouTubers who got banned in one way or another. Now, this video is sponsored by no one, and it's not monetized either. It was going to have both those things, but at the end of the video, it dawned on me that would actually be completely inappropriate. You'll see why in a bit. Anyway, let's get started. So, Fodder is a name that most people probably don't remember nowadays. He is a very old and notorious player who rose to infamy back in the days of 1.6, although it wasn't until CSGO that he finally reached the heights of lolcowdom. He's also a tragic person, with a lot of his behaviour being very clearly driven by other issues in his personal life, issues he could clearly never fix given how long he spent clowning around the community. Basically, this guy was a cheater in the NA scene who desperately craved the attention of being a legit high-level player and pretended to be associated with high-level players, notably Hiko, who wasn't exactly stoked when he found out a notorious cheater was LARPing as his squad mate. His behaviour also included a lot of other weird shit like using old accounts to boast about how good he was. Naturally, he was also extremely toxic, although that's really just a given, but it was with the release of CSGO and its rapid rise into public prominence that Fodder would ultimately start to get some real public attention, just maybe not the attention he wanted. You see, Fodder didn't exactly hit the ground running when it came to being a high-level CSGO player. He managed to get a lifetime ban on ESEA right before CSGO released, and pretty soon afterwards he got a CEVO ban as well. This locked him out of any actual high-level CSGO play, not that he ever had any chance to begin with, so he decided to try his hand at highlight videos instead, and they were quite something.
Okay, so I know that I legged him, I know there's a smoke there, so I go for a chance knife kill. Baffled, checking window, he's there. I pre-fire that angle every single game.
Now, these videos were a huge success at turning Fodder into a laughing stock and an internet meme.
Just gonna spot mini here, nothing mini, so I definitely feel like something's probably on the other side of this wall, so I'm just gonna go for a quick chance knife. Yeah, easy chance knife. I call that the Fod chance. Nothing down man ramp here, so pre-fire here obviously. Yeah, always pre-fire that spot.
And his status as the guy who pre-fires that angle every time would only intensify when in 2015 he got an Overwatch ban live on stream, followed by a VAC ban.
What is this nonsense?
Naturally, he had a massive cry about it on social media, and Valve actually went out of their way to hand his ass to him on Twitter. This then led to him making a lengthy apology on HLTV about the situation, where he literally claimed he only cheated by accident and blamed other people for making him do it. It may shock you to hear this, but this didn't end up repairing his reputation, and it didn't really get better for Fodder from there. First of all, he allegedly got catfished and tricked into uploading himself jerking off on the internet. Nice one. And then he quit for Overwatch, where he quickly became an infamous community lolcow. He didn't finally quit gaming for good until 2021, where he released a tweet longer that conclusively proved, once and for all, that Fodder never learnt what a paragraph was at school. I'm not reading this shit, I see the words friends, racism and sexual harassment a lot, so I'm guessing Fodder made some poor choices in his associations, but either way, being off the internet is definitely the best for him, and I do hope wherever he's ended up now, he's been able to get the help that he needs. So, TurboMotions is a bit of a weird case. Basically, if you haven't heard of this guy, his heyday was in late 2018 and early 2019, and his content back then wasn't really much different from what I made at the time. Now, this was a bit of a dark age for CSGO skins content, where interest in the game was at an all-time low, and it was moving away from the old mixed Skillet model of content to whatever the fuck it is today. But anyway, in the midst of a declining genre, in a declining game, Turbo was doing pretty good. At his peak he was getting 1 million views per month. Now, that appears to have been off the back of a very large number of uploads, but it was still really good numbers for the time. But then, on the 21st of January 2019, YouTube deleted his channel. Rough. So, what happened to the guy? As I said, he made pretty much the same content as I did, and as much as the CSGO market subforum might wish it was, my channel is definitely not deleted. And when his channel disappeared, there wasn't necessarily an obvious reason. It wasn't like a Leafy case where it was obvious why the ban had happened, even if a significant group of people disagree with that. Turbo doesn't appear to have been playing with fire in any visible manner like that. According to the guy himself, his channel went down following 3 strikes on old videos, and the problem with those videos appear to have been links in the description. There's not really any extra information available about it. Turbo wasn't very forthcoming, but this was probably just because he didn't have much information to be forthcoming about. But this is still probably enough to figure out what had happened, because during this time period and over the next year or two afterwards, a lot of CSGO YouTubers were randomly getting strikes on older videos, YouTubers like Sparkles and Shaboy, and those videos were all gambling videos. To this day, there isn't really much information on why it was happening. I know Sparkles had to delete a lot of stuff to get it to stop, but regardless, this is probably what got TurboMotions. He made a lot of gambling videos, and it was probably those videos that got striked and killed his channel. It seems unlikely this ban was justified, even if a considerable number of people found Turbo to not be a particularly sympathetic character, but in any case, he was unable to get his channel back and he doesn't seem to take YouTube that seriously anymore. It's basically another case of I hope he's doing well off the internet, although at least this story doesn't end with an unhinged rant about sexual harassment, so hey, that's a positive. So next up, I want to talk about Zune. Who is Zune? Well, he's a successful YouTuber who makes videos where he hits good shots, really good shots, not to mention some good hops. And in terms of production quality, his content is solid on a professional level. I have nothing bad to say about it. But unfortunately for Zune, his ability to hit the sickest shots led to quite a bit of jealousy in the community. Apparently, people just couldn't handle the fact that this dude was bunny hopping into jumping no-scope AWP headshots time and time again, and naturally, they started accusing him of cheating. Now, clearly, this is just play hating. I mean, okay, there is this video where Zoom was literally recorded spin botting.
I'm down. But I can't spin because I'm gonna get banned because I just did it yesterday. So I get to play legit. And plus, I only have one more game left to win anyways. Oh, my bad. I did not know I had that on. My bad. I'm trying.
But I mean, Zun said he didn't do it.
None of my videos are cheated, and there's not one cheated clip in any of my videos. I'm not a like you. I don't try to lie to my fans.
So it can't be true. Sadly though, it seems this jealousy extended to Valve HQ itself, because in May 2019, Valve slapped a game ban on the B-Hopper man. Now, naturally, the community was stunned to find out that a player as legit as Zune had been banned. It was utterly unimaginable that something like this could happen, and Zune was quick to protest his innocence, first saying it was a false Overwatch ban, then speculating that it might be filthy report botters, and then threatening to sue Valve. I'm sure he wasn't being that serious with the last one, by the way. I don't think he actually planned on calling in lawyers, but in any case, Zune came up with a really good strategy to deal with the ban, and it's something a lot of YouTubers could actually learn from. Basically, he made another Steam account, deleted all his tweets about the ban, and started acting like it had never happened, and just kept on making videos. And it worked. He still has a successful channel to this very day. And ethics aside, I am actually a bit impressed about how he dealt with the situation. Zun was a really young guy in 2019. He didn't show a whole lot of maturity in some of his interactions with people at the time, and being able to move on from a public humiliation like this and just focus on content is kind of impressive. Again, it's something quite a lot of YouTubers could learn from, and he's clearly ended up making enough money to buy an expensive car that he's endlessly flexing on Twitter these days. Congrats, I guess, although I definitely don't endorse cheating to make highlight videos. So our fourth YouTuber is Juicy. Now, Juicy has a reasonably large audience on YouTube, and his content is largely gambling in one form or another, although not exclusively, and he's also been banned on Steam twice. So what happened? Well, a little while ago, Juicy made headlines when a game ban appeared on his account with a casual 400k of skins. What the hell? Why would someone cheat with an inventory like that? What was going on? But the truth is far weirder than some rich guy stupidly cheating with a ton of skins. Far weirder. Because Juicy was already banned. In fact, his account had been banned in 2017. Why? Well, it's not a mystery. He used to run a gambling site Valve moved in to ban all the bots, and the bots were connected with his main account, so his main account got banned as well. This is all according to Juicy himself, and he basically straight up admitted in a video that he fucked around and found out. Like, can't fault that kind of honesty. But this is where it gets a bit weird. You see, the gambling ban Juicy got on his account, it doesn't stop you from playing CSGO or using your banned skins in the game. And even though the account was trade banned, it's not like it didn't have some sick skins, so Juicy kept on using it to play the game. Or at least, he did until 2023 when he received another ban, specifically a game ban. And this is where things get very weird. Juicy's ban got a lot of attention because unlike his gambling ban, this one showed up on his profile so people could see he was banned now. Of course, it didn't actually change the situation with his skins, it just also meant he's locked out of matchmaking now. And the reason for this is really strange. You see, Juicy got an Overwatch ban, which is a bit weird given Overwatch is disabled, isn't it? And on top of that, Juicy maintained he didn't even play matchmaking on that account, he was only playing Faceit. And a situation where a disabled Overwatch bans you and Faceit anti-cheat doesn't is weird. It's very weird, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, I am normally very skeptical when someone's like, oh no bro, I definitely didn't cheat. But in a case like this, I am actually inclined to give Juicy the benefit of the doubt. The whole thing is just weird. Oh, his main that he still uses, by the way, that he can trade on, is unbanned. Literally nothing happened to the main account he uses to trade these days. So yeah, it's really weird. Juicy wasn't particularly cut up about it anyway. In fact, he seems to sort of laugh it off in his video on the topic, but a lot of people at the time were making some slightly darker jokes about the subject, and that brings us to our final YouTuber, Skillet. Now, Skillet's story is pretty well known, and a lot of people will immediately get what this comment is saying. Skillet's inventory got banned by Valve, and a few months afterwards he killed himself and two other people by crashing his sports car. The implication is he killed himself because his inventory got banned, and the joke is that Juicy might do the same thing. Now, you may or may not think that is a funny or acceptable joke, but either way, it represents a colossal misunderstanding about what happened to Skillet. I don't blame people for getting confused because intuitively this whole, sequence of events makes sense, but that doesn't change the fact it is completely wrong. Let me explain. Valve banned Skillet's inventory in 2018 due to a phone number mix-up with the bots for his gambling site. His inventory was about $100,000 at the time. $100,000 is a lot of money, but let's put it all in perspective. Skillet owned a successful gambling site. These sites make millions and millions and millions of dollars, and Skillet had millions and millions and millions of dollars from it. Skillet's car was worth many times the value of his inventory, and the car definitely did not get banned. He didn't need his inventory. He had lots of money, and he had left CSGO to work on something else. His inventory getting banned isn't what made him kill himself. So, what did kill him? Mental illness. He had an undiagnosed mental health condition, and that's why he died. I realize why a lot of people still get confused about this. Skillet killing himself over his inventory makes intuitive sense when you look at it as an outsider who hasn't really gone in depth on the situation. There is just a logic at face value that stacks up for people. An undiagnosed mental health condition abruptly killing him doesn't make the same kind of logical sense, but that's what happened. He had a mental health condition, and because of it, he ended up killing himself. And if that scares you, good. It should.